What the crap is going on, YouTube? Alrighty, so we are about to go ahead and get started with our Java tutorial course. So we're going to be moving from the very beginning pieces of Java all the way up until the more advanced stuff, starting to use Lambda expressions and a whole bunch of other buzzwords that aren't going to mean too much to you right now. So let's start off with talking a little bit about Java. Java is an object-oriented programming language, or OOP, and this means that it focuses on specific instances of classes or objects. Like you'll have a class known as chair, right? But then you'll have 50 different objects of type chair. And this will all make a lot more sense as we go through the course. But Java, it was originally made by Sun Microsystems, but then was sold over to Oracle when Oracle bought them out. So we are going to focus on this video on getting Java installed and getting our IDE, or what we're going to be writing the Java code, set up and ready to go for the rest of these videos. So a little bit about what I'm using. This is a Linux operating system. I would highly suggest, if you are looking to get into the tech fields and stuff like that, to familiarize yourself with something other than just Windows. If you just go on to Indeed.com, and look up Java developer jobs, you'll notice that a lot of them have this little side to them of being able to comfortably navigate a Linux environment. And I know that it looks kind of scary. I'm just running through HTOP right now, letting me see all my processes and stuff like that. But it's not that bad. In fact, if I get rid of this huge intimidating terminal right here, we're just going to end HTOP. We're going to close the terminal, and you can see it's more or less just normal desktop. And instead of having our launcher down at the bottom like on Windows or Mac, it's over here on the side. Most times it's on the left side. I prefer mine on the right since I use dual screen monitors. But it does have a slight learning curve, so the faster you get into it and start using it, the better. Just be aware that you can totally brick your whole system, so definitely give some time to a Linux class if you're going to do this. If not, you want to stick with Windows because you don't want to learn Linux and Windows or Linux and Java at the same time, which is totally understandable. Then just go ahead and stick to Windows for now, and you can always come to Linux later, or don't, and just find a job that doesn't want you to know anything about Linux. That's always fine too. But you shouldn't have to worry too much about my operating system. This install is going to look a little wonky to you, I guess, but I'll try to break it down for Windows users as well. Mac, you're on your own. I've never used a Mac or anything, but Windows users, I'll give you an explanation. So the very first thing we need to do is we need to get Java onto our system, right? So here in Linux, if you went and, like, this right here is a Ubuntu, very user-friendly version of Linux, which is why I'm using it, because I'm definitely not a Linux system admin or anything, but it's usable enough for me. It definitely does everything that I like it to, and I don't have to worry about purely running in command terminal, just because it has the graphical user interface is so nice. It's almost like the Windows of Linux. But anyway, so we're going to pull up this terminal, which is kind of like a command prompt in Windows, and we're going to go ahead and we are going to get Java. So if we look on mine, Java is already installed because this is my second take, since I apparently didn't hook up my mic properly in the first one. So if I go to Java version, you can see I'm running Java version JDK 11.07, but I'm still going to go through all these commands with you. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the Java runtime environment. And the runtime environment is it's what allows Java to function. The cool thing about Java is that it is not system dependent. It is very able to move around. It's portable. You'll notice if you're a big gamer and you just solely migrate over to Linux. There's a lot of games that just don't run on Linux, right? They're written for the Windows system, and you have to run some compatibility layer with them or something like that. But with Java, it doesn't matter if I write Java code on a Linux system or a Windows system or a Mac system. The Java runtime environment acts kind of like that compatibility code. It's virtualized, and it allows all this Java code to run anywhere, no matter where it's written, which is really neat. So we're going to go with ahead with sudo, which is super user, right? It's kind of like the administrator, but anyway, sudo apt install default JRE, right? Come up, ask you for your password. Just type in your password. Don't freak out if you don't see it typing out as you type. It's not supposed to. That's a security thing, right? So it's already installed on mine, but anyways, it would run through it and install on yours. And then we're going to come down and we are going to go ahead and get the JDK, which is the Java Development Kit. And this is what allows you to write that code and allows for the JRE to actually see what you've written and initialize it. So anyways, it's pretty much more of the same. We're going to sudo apt install default JDK. Right? And that's going to get you JDK 11 or Amazon Corretto. Now, if you are on Windows, what you can do is you can just go into like a Firefox browser or something and just type in the JDK version. Go and look for Amazon Corretto, right? And that'll be JDK 11, and then install that JDK 11. That is the current long-term support version of Java, and it's really what you want to be using until they come out with another long-term stable support. So now that we've got those installed on our computers, we're done with the terminal, and we can put that away, right? So this program over here, this is IntelliJ IDEA, as you can see on the screen. This is a fantastic program. It's an IDE, and what this does is it helps us to write the Java code. Technically, you can go on Notepad and write Java code. It's just not recommended. This automates a lot of things for us. It color codes things, automatically formats things. It takes a lot of that the issues that can make it hard to read and hard to understand code completely out of it, and it'll alert you to any errors in syntax or anything you've done. There's a few different ones of these. There's Eclipse. There's IntelliJ IDEA. I think it's NetBeans is another one. You can go through them, see what you like. This is what I like. This is what I'm going to be teaching y'all on. If you're on Windows, just Google search IntelliJ IDEA and install like a normal program. Over here, if you're using Ubuntu like I am, this can be found up here in the Ubuntu software store, and you just download it straight from there. No crazy things with the terminal, although you can always Google the terminal commands to install it if you want to. But we're going to go ahead and open it up. And here we go. So this is loading my last Java project because I had already started one. But what we're going to do is we're going to open a new project. So this is going to be kind of like what it pops up with whenever you come through. It's going to have this it'll ask you for simple plugins and stuff. You can go ahead and skip all those for now, but it'll also ask you if you want Darkula, the light screen. I prefer dark just because it's easier on the eyes. You'll notice that staring at that white screen for a while will get kind of annoying and tiring. This dark setting is very nice for that. When you come in here, right, you'll have your project SDK when you start a new project, and it'll be up here towards the top, right? You want to make sure that this is on Java version 11.07. Don't tick any of these, Groovy or Kotlin. We're not going to be using them. Kotlin is actually an entirely different programming language. It's just based on Java and used mostly, well, not mostly, but almost entirely for Android development. And we'll have a tutorial on that at some point. But for now, we're going to be focusing on Java. So just go ahead and hit next, and that will come up with your project. Hit next again because we don't have any templates laid out. And here's where you can name your project, did all that good stuff. I'm going to cancel out of this because I already have one started, which is the Java tutorial right behind there. You can name yours whatever you like, and we'll jump into it. So when you first jump into this this terminal right here, or not terminal, but this screen right here, most of this is going to be blank. You won't have this public class main or anything like that. And over here on the left, you'll have all of this just kind of in here. So the way to break this down, right, this is your source code up here. And you want to open this, and there won't be a package. Now, packages are basically a bundling of all the software you've developed. You can take those packages, you can distribute them, whatever. To create a new package, because it won't be there, you want to right-click the source, right, new, and then we're going to come down to package right there and create the package. The naming convention for packages, we'll be going over all the different naming conventions a little bit later, but it'll be all lowercase, and it'll be your domain name if you have one, right? So like, I don't know, like right here, you know, instead of www.developingdeveloper.com, it's com.developingdeveloper, you know. Another conventional one, say like you're working in a business or whatever, and they're not planning on distributing their packages, you might see org instead of com, and it almost kind of denotes that it won't be available for widespread distribution. But that's just so you know what you're looking for. Once you get here is where you can drop this, and here's your files, okay? These are your Java classes, and this is where the main meat and potatoes of Java is going to occur at. So to start a new one, you're going to right-click on the package, go over to New, and just go over to Java class, and then it'll come up. Now, with Java classes, okay, you're going to want to capitalize every letter or every first letter of each word, right? So if I, like this one's main, right? But if I wanted to put main class instead, I would capitalize the M and the C. But make sure that you're putting all of this stuff in the right package, right? If you're putting them in the wrong package, or you're putting it up here in source code, then you're gonna have to start importing packages, and it gets messy. It's not that hard to fix, but for right now, since we're starting out and we're getting into it, I just make sure you're clicking new on this package just to avoid that headache. Because once we start working with different classes and then pulling methods from one class into another one, like we're doing inheritance or something like that, or composition, then you're gonna wonder why you have main method and bank account or something, right? And you're trying to call bank account, but it's not coming through. It says that bank account doesn't exist, even though you have the class up here. Well, it's because it's in a different package. So just make sure that you're putting stuff in the right place. Anyways, this one's getting kind of long. We're hitting that pretty close to that 15-minute mark. So I'm going to go ahead and end this one, and when we come back, we'll begin writing our very first Java program. So until then, y'all take it easy, and I will catch you next time. Peace.